Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Destiny 2 Season of the Deep video. It is Xur Day, Friday, July the 7th, 2023, and Xur is back in the tower. So we're going to check it out and see what Xur has for us today. Let's go! Once again, thanks for watching everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Now for those of you who do not know, Xur can show up in one of three different locations. He can show up in an EDZ, he could show up on Nessus, or he could show up right here in the tower. So this week Xur is back in the tower. So come over here into the hangar, and right over here by Sync 14 will be Xur. Let's check it out and see what Xur has for us today. Now as always, we have returning the illustrious, illuminous, exotic, and Graham. So you can get out there all of those old exotics if you haven't already, my guardian. And we have two random rolls, one for the HAWKMOON and one for the Dead Man's Tale. Let's go over both of these random rolls for this week of July the 7th. Now for the HAWKMOON, we have Hammerforged Rifling, Alloy Magazine, Eye of the Storm, and Texture Grip. Making this a pretty good roll, should be excellent in PvE and in PvP. But when it comes to the Dead Man's Tale, we have ourselves a god roll. That's right, check this out. Small bore, as well as ricochet rounds, vorpal weapon, and fitted stock. Making this another fantastic roll. It's going to be excellent in PvE and in PvP. Pick it up and add it to your collection today, especially if you don't have the Dead Man's Tale Scout Rifle. This one is going to be really good. And our weapon of the week is a Cohort Trace Rifle. Comes with an intrinsic perk called Cold Fusion. This weapon shoots a steady Cold Fusion powered arc laser, dealing more damage the longer it remains on a target. And it does exactly that. So much so that Bungie went ahead and nerfed it when it first came out. But it's still pretty good. So pick it up, add it to your collection if you don't have it, and have some fun with that weapon. Next up we have the WORMHUSK Crown. It's going to be an exotic helmet for the Hunter class. Comes with the intrinsic perk called Burning Souls. Dodging gives a small health and shield bump. And yeah, it's really small. And in my opinion, it needs to rework. It needs to be a large health and shield bump. Then you might see a lot more people rocking it. Still, it looks amazing and it's pretty decent in PvE and in PvP at a total of 66. Hard pass for me. Next up, our next exotic is the Stronghold. This is going to be exotic gauntlets for the Titan class. Comes with the intrinsic perk called Clenched Fist. Now this one maximizes a guard stats on equipped swords. You take reduced damage while blocking with the sword. Rapidly damaging targets after blocking shots with the sword grants restoration for a duration determined by the number of shots blocked. That's a lot just for us to be meh. And it's decent in PvE and in PvP. Total of 67. Actually, stats are pretty good. So if you need that one, pick it up, add it to your collection. Stats are not bad at all. Next up, we have the Wings of the Sacred Dawn. It's going to be an exotic chest piece for the Warlock class. Comes with the intrinsic perk called Tome of Dawn. When Dawnblade is equipped, aiming weapons while you're mid-air suspends you there for a short time, improving airborne accuracy, reducing incoming flinch, and granting damage resistance. Weapon hits extends this effect's duration and provides a large benefit to the airborne effectiveness stats of all weapons. Now, that's a whole lot, but it's actually pretty good in PvE and in PvP. Rock that solar class, jump in the air, and have some fun, and you'll start to see that the Wings of Sacred Dawn is one of the better exotics for the Warlock class inside of Destiny 2. Not bad on the stats either. Next up we have the Whispering Slab. Our first legendary weapon for this week comes with this lovely accuracy masterwork. Also has some pretty good stats on this as well. Draw time of 620. All in all, it's a pretty decent roll on this one with Quick Draw and Demolitionist. Should be pretty good in PvE and pretty decent in PvP. Next up we have the Cold and Now Pulse Rifle. 340 RPM high impact ring with the range masterwork, and yes, this one might be considered a god roll, with corkscrew rifling as well as ricochet round, feeding frenzy, and swashbuckler, making this stat line a really good one for PvE and for PvP. If you are into 340s, in my opinion, 340 needs a little bit of a buff, just saying. And then we'll be talking about an amazing weapon, still pretty good in PvE and in PvP. Extraordinary Rendition Submachine Gun is up next, 750 RPM on this bad boy. Aggressive frame, you need a lot of stability on this, and we have a stability masterwork, which is an amazing start. but that's about it. We just don't have the right stats on this one for me to recommend you to pick it up. It is absolutely a really good weapon if you can get the right rolls on it. But this extraordinary rendition just is not it. It has the stability masterwork, but it doesn't have the other stability perks like Zen Moment in order to make this one shine. So hard pass for me for this extraordinary rendition. Next up, the Foresight shotgun is here. 65 RPM precision frames. So yeah, it's very, very vertical with the shots. With the handling masterwork, wish range, but it's still cool. Comes with a pretty decent perks on this one. You can also fire it in full auto as well. This one is going to be pretty good in PvE, and in PvE, the shotguns are just OP. Next up, we have the Path of Least Resistance. This straight rifle has been here a few times. 1000 RPMs with an adaptive frame with another masterwork. But this one, not so much. It does come with the handling masterwork, but we definitely want range on here, and we definitely want something to boost up that impact. Then we're talking about a really good trace rifle. But this one really doesn't have all the great stats on it, so for me, it's a hard pass for the Path of Least Resistance. Next up, we have the HOOSEGOW rocket launcher with the blast radius masterwork starting off pretty good. Hard launch on this bad boy, linear compensator. And the other stats are pretty decent. We got cluster bombs on here, which is pretty good, making this a pretty decent rocket launcher. If you don't have a rocket launcher that you like one, well, this one's going to be pretty good in PvE, and in PvP. Does take a little bit of time for that rocket to get there, but when it do, those cluster bombs will proc. You're going to be having yourself an amazing time with the blast radius masterwork. This one is actually pretty good in PvE and in decent in PvP. Next up, and last but not least, the Nightwatch Scout Rifle. 200 RPM on this bad boy, lightweight frame, so you're going to move a little bit faster while you have this Scout Rifle equipped. And this one also comes with the range masterwork. Pretty good. Although the other stats aren't really that great, they're not bad either. So this one has some pretty decent stats. With multi-kill clip and a little bit extra stability, this one still should shine in PvE and in PvP. So pick it up if you need yourself a nice Scout Rifle. And we have the Catch Killer set for our legendary armor, and all of this is just meh. The arms, the bond, the helmet, which is decent for transmog, but all the stats are really bad. Everything that Xur brought this week for the armor is just straight up trash. I'm just gonna say that. Not one thing I can suggest to you. But he does have some pretty good, fantastic weapons, so he kind of made up for it right there for this week of July the 7th, 2023. Happy Friday, my Guardians. I hope you and yours have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.